So we just got out of Bishop Bond's presentation. We are humbled.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, whatever? Oh my goodness,
But,
things we learned.
We'll introduce ourselves. We're gonna sit, is that okay?
But we're gonna
Do
look
that.
at it.
We're not fancy, we're old school. We have our notes in a piece of paper here. Ignore the no signal.
Just see the pretty pictures.
It's a pretty picture.
It's a pretty picture.
I painted it this afternoon. Okay, I
Go
did.
Jill.
So, Jim and Jill Harward, and we're from the 37th Ward. Why they picked us, I have no idea, but they asked us to talk on finding Christ by uniting families for eternity. So we're gonna have fun talking about that a little bit today, I
Can I start?
think. And Jill gets to
Oh,
start.
good, okay. All right, I appreciate that. When you think of just those words right there, finding Christ by uniting families for eternity, well, isn't that our goal? I mean, for making sure that our family is all there, all of them, no empty seats. Do we agree? Yeah, okay. When we got married, we lived in Idaho Falls also, which is the Idaho Falls Temple, and we lived across the street from the temple. We had no television.
In Grandma's house.
In her basement, yeah.
We were basement
It was really
dwellers.
sweet. Anyway, we didn't have a TV, so the entertainment, we didn't have any money, so the entertainment was temple. And we would go there 2 or 3 times a week because it was just fun. Then when we go to church on Sunday, there are all the, it was live at the time, and so all of the people who were,
Live means there was no film, no scene.
I think everybody here knows that, huh? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. Anyway, we would go there to church on Sunday, and there was Peter, James, and John in the sacrament, not even sacrament, in Sunday school.
And Lucifer.
First-
Teaching
And
Sunday
Lucifer,
school.
right?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't in primary at the time, anyway. So that's how we kind of started with our commitment to knowing that was going to be very, very important in our lives. So from that, we just kept doing these things, or going to the temple as often as we could. And I just remember it was so different decades ago. I'll just add one more there. It was just so different when we went to the temple. You didn't go with a family card name. You got your name, a name of somebody that you didn't know who it was in the temple, and you do their work. And that was just really sweet. And then Family Search really got going into helping us so that we could do our family. And now, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm at the temple and I have maybe forgotten a family card or something, and I take a temple name, it's kind of just not the same, because you love it. When you've got your family card, you're looking at them and you know things about them. And look how easy it is to get one of those cards if you don't do Family Search, and some don't. You make your appointment, scroll down, click, and all of a sudden you can print a family member you don't even know. But you get to know them, I think, in the temple. Oh, for sure. I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, I lost that train of thought for just a minute. As we would go through the temple, there was one time when I was running my recommend through a scanner. Do you remember when you had to do this when you went into the temple? And I got rejected. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a real tough one. They said, we'll have to take you into the office. Okay, so it took me to the office. Let's clean it off. Let's see if we can get this to work. No, it was not working. Finally, they did get it to work. So then when I went to the name issue booth, you had to do it again there. Again. I kept thinking, this is what it's going to be like at the Celestial Kingdom. I'm going to just keep trying and cleaning off that barcode. I've got to get in there. Anyway, that was an eye-opener for me that night, thinking, oh my goodness, what if that really were to be the case? We know that it isn't.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, you can, go ahead.
One of the things, we kind of wanted to emphasize how important the temple's been in our life, for our family, and for everything else. And so we started going to the temple. We were called to be temple workers in the baptistry in the Jordan River Temple. And so was my mother. And so there were 2 generations there that would go to the temple and work in the baptistry. And we had teenage boys. Can you imagine getting them up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the temple with us to do baptisms every Tuesday?
It wasn't pleasant, not always.
But we would get them up, take them to the temple, they'd perform baptisms, and then they'd go to sleep on the back row in the chapel and wait for us so that when we were leaving, we could drop them off at school. And so it's always been, in our family, very important aspect. And it wasn't easy, but now they talk about that, how much they enjoyed that. Our daughter told me the other day when we were talking about this, she said, I looked forward to that when I would turn 12 and could go with you to the temple. We were released by then, and she was very disappointed that she wasn't able to participate in some of those things. So, yes.
Okay, so what I was going to say for just a minute is, I know we're like this. Wait till you guys have to try to do
You
this.
should have been around the house when we were going around this.
Yeah, this isn't the easiest thing we've ever done. But, you know, when we were young, if we got to go to the temple and do a baptism, maybe once a year, maybe, and sometimes not. And so I just love walking into the temple and seeing the entryway there just full of kids ready to go. Doesn't matter what time of day. Doesn't matter if it's the middle of the day. Doesn't matter if it's night. They are always there and ready to go. What a good example to some of us that maybe don't go as often as they do, but they start making their appointments and they do it now, and I just love that.
So that brings up our first question.
Okay.
Are you ready? Why is it so hard to go to the temple?
Oh, come on, wait, I'm gonna fix it. It's not hard to go to the temple, but why do sometimes you just can't get there for different reasons?
We have some great stories.
Oh, yeah, but we're not gonna go there. Not all those. 'Cause-
How about leaving your purse on BART
Yes,
as it's
that's-
going away, and a guy's holding the purse up in the window, and she's looking, they're all dressed ready to go.
Was it
to
your
the
purse?
temple.
Okay,
It
no.
was her purse.
We're meeting we're at law school, and so we are heading to the Oakland Temple. And I got up and there it was, and he just holds it and he kind of motions to me like, go to the next one. Okay, so that took a while. Well, do you think we made it to the temple on time? No. So you just had to go get something to
Yeah,
eat.
Tia Maria's.
Anyway, but that was a test for us because
You
another.
tell them what BART is.
Oh,
Bay Area Rapid
oh,
Transit.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the train thing.
That's right.
It's a subway.
Yeah, so another time, we said, okay, all right, we gotta go next week. Now, remember, we gotta get babysitters all the time, and we didn't have money in law school, but we, it was a sacrifice. You do the sacrifice, don't you? So we get going, we get over there, and the temple's closed for cleaning, 6 weeks, whatever. Do you think, and we didn't know that. There were no cell phones.
You couldn't look online.
No
Can't look
online,
online.
there wasn't a computer then.
I think our point to all of this is Satan is gonna do overtime to try and put things in your way to keep you from going to the temple.
Mm.
He will do, and his minions will do everything they can. From forgetting what time it is, not feeling very well, kids are late, you're just plain old grumpy. And I can't go to the temple like this is a crappy attitude. And there's just all kinds of things. And the point is that you push through that. Know what's going on, what's going on behind the scenes, and say, I'm not gonna let that change. I'm gonna go. I like the appointment system. I think that brings the commitment level up. Although we're terribly spontaneous. We just wander over there.
They'll let you in.
They'll let
They
you in.
will always have a seat for you in the temple,
Great.
So
okay?
you don't think the appointment thing is a barrier to actually attending?
Do you?
Yes,
Okay, how come?
because I don't plan my head that well, and I'm like, I wanna go to the temple tomorrow, let me get and make an appointment, and there are no
Do you know
appointments.
what?
Yeah.
Go.
Don't they
Just
keep
go.
the number of seats open or something?
Just go.
Okay.
There's always plenty. Avoid the 9 o'clock and the 10 o'clock sessions because that's when the missionaries are there. But other than that, there's always room. And even if there's room in an endowment, there's room in initiatory, there's room in sealing. And we're going to talk about sealing. But there's plenty of room. And up in the sealing office, we love walk-ins. them around between rooms, and that's Jill's job. She
It's true.
makes sure that,
It's a tough job sometimes. But you know, but you have people coming in with their appointments, and this is great. But then you've got those who do walk in, and it's like, oh, I feel so bad. I want them to get in right away, but we have to have them wait sometimes, and that really bothers me. But I'm going to read this to you.
well, okay.
Okay, no, wait.
Greg, just go.
Yeah, just go.
Just go.
Anytime. Baptist
Yoda.
Reading Announcement. I don't
Yoda.
know if you can do that.
Yoda?
Yeah, do or do not, there is no try,
Okay.
okay?
And President Nelson, he's taught, if you don't yet love to
Dropping your
attend.
name.
Oh, yeah. If you don't
Oh, that'll
yet,
get you in.
hey,
Okay.
If you don't yet love to attend the temple, go more often, not less. This is President Nelson. And I would add, along with increasing your frequency, go to the temple seeking Jesus. I know sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you go seeking just revelation, inspiration, help. And I think one of the most interesting places is the celestial room after an endowment. Oh no, it doesn't even have to be an endowment. Anytime, there's all the saints that are in there that are just praying and praying so hard for so much help. And you can almost see exactly what they're saying in those prayers. And there was this one day, I was working there, and there was a sister there, and she was just sobbing. She was sitting down and just sobbing. It just broke my heart. And I watched her, and I thought, well, it wasn't a loud cry, so that was good. And I wanted to go up and give her a hug, but here comes this little gal, about 20 years old, maybe 22. She went right up to her, knelt down in front of her, put her arms around her, and just held her and cried with her. It was such a touching, that was so touching, and I kept thinking, you know what? That's just what Christ would do. He would want to just be there and sit and help us and hold us and let us go through those feelings and let us know he loves us.
And just so you know, Bishop's Bond talk on symbolism, sit in the celestial room and look at all the symbolism that's going on there. It is stunning. But, okay, we're gonna move on.
I know it.
We're gonna quote President Nelson again one more time. Your worship in the temple and your service there for your ancestors will bless you with increased personal revelation and peace, and will fortify your commitment to stay on the covenant path. So, even if you don't wanna go more often, because then you'll love it, okay? But the reason why you go is so that you can have personal revelation and peace and strengthen your commitment to your covenants, which really what we're going there for. So, all right.
Yeah, but you don't want to go to the other ones? Oh,
Oh,
not yet.
well,
No, not that one.
let's get kind of in the
Okay.
weeds.
Oh,
You
no.
wanna get in the weeds? Huh?
No.
You wanna get in the weeds? Yes or no?
No, not yet, not yet. Just give me a minute, okay?
Okay.
All right. There were some bullet points from Elder Brenlin's talk that we went through, and we started reading these and thinking, we wanted to try to discuss some of these with you, okay? Why you go to the temple, what you hope to get out of the temple. So here are some, and we need you all to comment. Let us know what you think, if you agree, if you have any help with this. Increased ability and motivation to learn and repent because of an understanding of who we are, where we come from, and a clear vision of where we are going. Reasons to be at the temple. How about increased refining, sanctifying, and moderating influences in our hearts?
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
What are your impressions when you hear that? What's the Spirit teaching you about those things? Let me repeat. Increased ability and motivation to learn. So it's the able to and the motivation to learn and repent, and then increased refining, sanctifying, and moderating influences in your heart.
There's a lot of learning that goes on there.
I love the refining part of that. The moderate, what is it, the moderating?
Moderating, I thought that was an interesting
Yeah,
term.
and it's kind of tempering, it's kind of softening some of the rough edges, and I don't know, I feel that sometimes. I'll come in and I feel like the Lord's chipping away at some of my corners that need to be smoothed out a bit, and I need a little more sandpaper on me to really kind more malleable, more meek. I love the influence of the temple in that regard, and that's why I see it. When I go more often, it's a more refining process for me.
That's so good, and when you're on the outside, it's making your edges more rough. Just drive on the freeway. Okay.
It's a good point.
Eric?
I'm just gonna add, the temple really does a great job of reminding you what's most important. You go, you get focused on what you need to do, what you need to do in your life, you get inspiration to guide you with your kids, or whatever you may need, peace, just gets you on the right path.
You know, something I've developed is I love going to the temple by myself, sitting alone with myself. So, and not, if I have my sister with me or my daughter or sisters-in-laws, sometimes you can hear chatter, they'll talk to you, you just do it a little bit here and there. I love sitting there and just listening to the Spirit, and there's always so many answers that come, even those that you're not even asking for.
So let me ask that question.
Wait, yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead, Phil.
I just really like the first part of that, because a lot of times I believe people don't go to the temple and they'll say, it's because I don't understand it, I don't get anything out of it. But the very first part of that quote says, you will be blessed to understand.
And have the motivation to understand it. Now, we don't go there for a nap, right? Okay, once in a while it happens. But now that we're there just for a little bit over an hour.
And they don't turn the lights off anymore.
There's a big difference. I love the changes that have happened. It's just so much more meaningful. You have more time. Well, no, not more time. I think it's just really valuable. Okay, I'm gonna go the next
Wait a
one.
minute, not yet.
All right, go ahead.
So, how does the Spirit speak to us in the temple? Alan?
Well, when we go, particularly with Nancy, it's so peaceful that our hearts and our thoughts go immediately to everybody in our family and our friends who, we know maybe need some help or could. And so, they go to the prayer roll, and we're praying for those we put on there, and then we put those on there that we haven't put on in a while. And it just draws our heart to everybody we know, and we're asking the Lord to help them as well. So it's really good in our lives.
Have you noticed a line oftentimes at the prayer roll?
Yeah.
You've got to wait in line to be.
I learned how to do it online. It's really fun.
I'm not into that one. I want to do it right there at the temple, make
Oh,
sure.
I'm not doing it there. You can just call.
Yeah, you
leave
can.
it,
Obviously,
click on
yes.
that, just leave a name.
I'm gonna put Bishop Bond on the spot.
Mm.
Okay. How can the Spirit speak to us in the temple?
He can speak in a lot of different ways. He can help you understand the symbols that are there.
The symbols, thank you very much. That's exactly.
Ooh, I'm so excited to go next. I'm going to
I'm gonna
find
go look
all
all
the
the
squares
circles
and
and squiggles.
circles. I never thought about it. There's so much beauty and so much warmth in the temple that it just relaxes you, I think. I'm not searching for those kinds of things, but I know now. Thank you, Bishop. Appreciate that.
By the way, the artwork in the temple is all symbolic as well.
Mhm.
And it's amazing to me to just walk around and look at that. And some of the oddest places, like in the hall, in the stairwell, there are places that you can look at that, and there's so much symbolism in that. But anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Next one.
All right, we're gonna go to this one. Increased family blessings, no matter our current, past, or future family situation, or how imperfect our family tree may be. An
Okay.
imperfect family tree.
This one is a tough one. I don't know how many times we've gone to the temple because of family issues and having to, the things that are going on, and people that have strayed, people that have turned away from the church, and some people that are openly antagonistic towards the church and towards you because of your faith and belief in it, or they try to tear it down. And very difficult in those situations. Have any of you, I'm sure, you've had some experiences in that. If you'd like to share, we'd like to hear it.
Well, I think being in the temple, certainly we are more committed and understand the very importance of family. a blessing to remember that as we go to the temple.
Well, should we quote it?
As we
find
go
it
and
funny?
we do ceilings, as we do, endowments for those of the past that we are members of our.
What do you do about a son that's decided to go against the church? Or a daughter, or a grandson, or a granddaughter, or a brother, or a sister, or a mom, or a dad? And then they're openly critical. Make fun of you. Start arguments. Yeah, go ahead.
I think one of the great things about the temple is it puts your mind in the right place and helps you understand more from a celestial perspective, more of an eternal perspective, and softens your heart as you start praying for guidance. And I think it's a great place to be able to get some wisdom.
Don't you love it the second you walk in the temple? And it's like, okay, you take a deep breath and everything's gonna be just fine. Might take a while. We don't know exactly when it's gonna be just fine. But, and one of the things I love also about that is everyone is the same in the temple. You wouldn't know, I wouldn't know a 70 in there if they were in there. Mostly because there's, 499, I don't know how many
Just
70s now.
3 of them that work on our shift.
Well, okay, those guys,
Okay.
but, I didn't know that before, didn't know. But you know, you wouldn't know a doctor, you wouldn't know, you just don't know them, and everyone is the same, just trying to do the best they can, being in the temple, and praying just the same way, and having the feelings that we all have.
Right?
Aren't there some promises made to those that keep their eternal covenants and within the?
We're finally getting to the meat of
family?
what we're supposed to talk about, but yeah. Let me quote James E. Faust. The prophet Joseph Smith declared in a never taught more comforting doctrine that the eternal sealings of faithful parents and the divine promises made to them for valiant service in the cause of truth would save not only themselves but likewise their posterity. Though some of the sheep may wander, the eye of the shepherd is upon them, and sooner or later they will feel the tentacles of divine providence reaching out after them and drawing them back to the fold. Either in this life or in the life to come, they will return. And where are you going to learn that? In the temple, where you honor your covenants. Elder G. Todd Christofferson said, and then I'm going to read this and then let's kind of discuss it a little bit. Some have experienced unhappy and unhealthy family circumstances. In fact, one of the questions I wrote down, what if you don't like anybody in your family?
We have to still pray for them. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Oh.
Says some have experienced unhappy and unhealthy family circumstances and feel little desire for an eternal family association. Elder David A. Bednar made this observation. If you experienced the heartache of divorce in your family or felt the agony of violated trust, please remember that God's pattern for families begins again with you. One link in the chain of your generation may have been broken, but the other righteous links and what remains of the chain are nonetheless eternally important. Perhaps in this life we are not given to fully understand how enduring the sealing cords of righteous parents are to their parents. It may very well be that there are more helpful sources at work than we know. I believe there is a strong familial pull as the influence of beloved ancestors continues with us from the other side of the veil. To those broken-hearted parents who have been righteous, diligent, and prayerful in the teaching of their disobedient children, we say to you, the Good Shepherd is watching over them. God knows and understands your deep sorrow. There is hope. Take comfort in the words of Jeremiah, thy work will be rewarded, and your children can come again from the land of enemy. I so testify. That was in 2003. So take comfort in that, and the best place to find that comfort, I think, is in the temple. Because when you're outside and you're dealing with the contention and you're dealing with the frustrations and the hurt and the pain and the agony, it's very difficult to really understand these principles. But you find it in the temple. And especially in the sealing ordinance.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to tell that story?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Sure,
He's
okay.
got this great story that, I don't know, some of you may not know, Jim is a sealer in the temple now, and it's been almost a year, and so,
I'm still learning.
Mhm.
The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know anything.
One of my most favorite things, though, is after the sealer comes out of the session, which is about 40 minutes, 40, huh?
45.
Okay, 45, good. They come into the room and just kind of talk. Usually they just sit there and just think about who they just were with and some of the names that they just did. And it is so much fun just to see them and to feel them and their spirit. Good, honest, wonderful men. And they have senses of humor too. So that's always good. I like that. So.
Well, I will tell you that there are moments in a sealing session where the spirit is so strong and the veil is so thin. It is stunning. So one of the first sealing sessions that I was involved in, how many of you have been sealings in the last little bit? Okay, cool.
Oh, y'all gotta come. It's the
Okay.
best.
When you do one child to parent sealing, it's kind of quick and it's routine and you get flying through those things. But when there are siblings, when there's a family unit, it is stunning, just stunning. So one of the first ones that I didn't participate in, but I was able to observe it. I was watching, but a family came that had been converted in Germany. They were in the military in Germany, and the missionaries had found them and taught them, and they joined the church, and they came back to the United States and raised their family, and then got into doing their genealogy. Come to find out that they were related to people in Germany of all places. Okay? And in that search, they found 3 family groups. Average children, 9 in each of the groups. Okay? So they decided as a family that they were going to do all of the temple work for these 3 family groups. So over a period of weeks and months, they did baptisms, they did initiatory, they did endowments, and then they were doing sealings. And they were there to do the sealings. In the room to do that was all of their children, their spouses, the missionaries that had converted them, and the service missionary that had done 12 endowments so that they could get all of these people endowed to be there. So you have mom and dad, and you have 9 children surrounding the altar. And they were all sealed to their parents. They did that 3 times for each of the family groups. And when we were done, she held up a picture of these families that she was able to get to show all of these children. Can I tell you that you could have, if you could part the veil, you would have seen all of them standing there, watching, accepting, rejoicing, doing the happy dance, I say, that this was taking place. What an incredible experience. That was kind of the start. I think that was the second week that I was being trained as a sealer. Last week I had the opportunity to do a family of Italians. I served my mission in Italy. And to do that again was such an emotional experience. And you know, being in Italy and knowing that they're Catholic in Italy, I mean, they are so Catholic. Doesn't mean a thing other than that they're Catholic. And to know that this family group from the 1800s was there, accepted the gospel, and were rejoicing in that sealing of these children to their parents. And it's just incredible that goes on. And to tell you the truth, we worked in the temple for 30 years, and we've always done initiatory and endowments and baptistry and everything else, but the sealing ordinance, it just never, ever really came to me, the significance. And when you think about it, all of the other ordinances are individual. So you're baptized, it's an individual thing. It's initiatory, it's an individual thing. The endowment, it's an individual thing. But all of a sudden you get to the sealing, it's not individual anymore. It's family. It's the crowning ordinance in the temple, which all of these other things are for. Says, who was that? The very reason the earth was created was so families could be formed and sealed to each other. Salvation is an individual matter, but exaltation is a family matter. No one can be exalted alone. So, what's the difference between salvation and exaltation?
Where's the quote from you just read?
It's what?
Who are you quoting, brother?
That is the Sealing Power October General Conference 2023, and I believe that was Elder Reynolds.
Thank you.
So, that's, yeah, what is it? What's the difference between exaltation and salvation? Anybody know? Oh, look, you get to study something. You need to go home and do some research, Eric.
Salvation's for everyone. Exaltation's for those that achieve the highest degree of celestial glory with their families.
Okay. And how do you do that?
New and everlasting covenant, married to your spouse or married
You have
out
a
of
spouse,
life,
and you do it by
children.
following all the laws, rights, and ordinances of the covenant.
President Norton talks about the sealing ordinance in some detail, and he'll be quick to point out that when we are participating in the ordinance of the endowment, it is before God, angels, and witnesses. And when we are doing the sealing ordinance, it is in the presence of God, angels, and witnesses. And
And there's also certain language that seals that behind it, which, yeah. Yeah, I had no idea. In fact, now I am such a believer in the sealing ordinance that it is absolutely amazing. And just some of the other experiences, there's been moments where you just know and feel that those people are there. And
So my thought on this too is, you know that we have to have patience. Now that's a tough one. We have to have patience for those that we worry about, that we love desperately, and that we want them so badly to be right there with us. And who wants? Sometimes I think, well, I'm not going without them. I'm not going to leave them here. Do you feel kind of like that? There's what when I'm in the sealing area, I love it when people come in that I know, and it's usually from the ward, and it's like, oh, it's like family. It is. They go up, they come up, we hug. It's so good to see you here. There is nothing. Well, no, I can't say nothing. It is wonderful because we're all part of a family, and I am so grateful for that. And I have a testimony of it. I'm going to refer back just again a little bit. You know, when we were sealed, well, okay, it wasn't the best day, but it wasn't the worst day either. It was a hard day that day.
First of all, you start at 4:30 in the morning and get done at noon. I mean, it just
You
took
did the whole thing.
forever.
Yes, but that wasn't it. That's not my point, okay? I had gone through the loss of family members just before that. And so when I'm going through the temple, I felt very alone, and I knew they were all on the other side, and I wanted that veil parted so desperately. So when we're sitting down, and you know you've got you've got the couple sitting on the love seat here, and then you've got the mom sitting on the other sides of you, and maybe a grandma or something. And this aunt came and sat next to me. She's not my favorite aunt. And I
Boy, do we
realized
have
then.
stories about
No.
that.
So I'm barely 19, by a couple of weeks is all. Have no idea really what is going on, except I know we're gonna get sealed, and then the reception's gonna be there, and then finally it's all over with. Okay. Well, I'm sitting there realizing, as I look around there, Jim's mother was sitting next to him, and this is an aunt that I'm not really, okay, I admit. So anyway, I leaned over to Jim. I said, Jim, I know that if, I was raised by my grandmother, and she had just passed away a couple of months before that. And I said, Jim, I know that Grandma's gonna be here. We need that chair empty. He goes, okay, I'll see what I can do about it. Poor guy, I don't know how you did it.
That's how we started.
Yeah. And so he, yeah, really. So he talked to the sealer. We didn't know who the sealer is. You know, so many times you can have people come and be the sealer that you know. And Jim can do that, and it's really a new experience. He just did it for our son that was just married or sealed in the temple. And wow, that was a really neat thing for him to be able to seal. Well, anyway, so he told the sealer there that Jill wants that seat left empty for, I don't know how it was said.
Grandma.
For Grandma. And he goes, and he says, I understand. So he came over, asked her to leave. Okay, like I said, it was a little tough that morning. But he just explained it so beautifully that because the angels are gonna be so close and our family members are so close, Jill would just really like for that seat to be ready for her grandmother or my mother, who had also passed. And so, there we were, we get going, and the seat is empty. And I realized it really could have looked really pathetic, I guess. It was a little lonely, I will give you that. And I just knew that she was going to come. I just knew it. It didn't happen. But I know I felt her there, but I didn't see her there. And I thought, oh, of course I'm going to, after everything that I'd been through. And it was a little bit of a lonely experience until the sealer started sealing us together, and I realized, oh, you know what? I've advanced. I've moved on now. This is my family. This is who I'm sealed to, and the rest are other family members too, and I'll see them again another time. We haven't had to do that again before. We don't have drama in our family, really. It's okay. We got over it that day. Oh, except his parents.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we get there. We get there like at 6 a.m. in the morning. We're supposed to be there, and his parents are an hour and a half late getting there. So we just have to sit and wait for him to come. We missed our session, and we missed kind of maybe the next session.
Speaking of all that drama that gets in the way in temple and all
Yeah.
that, tries to chase the spirit away, you know, all of those things that can be used as excuses later for not going.
Oh no, that's true.
Okay,
Are you telling me then that you used to do a full session before you would have get
Yes.
sealed? That was standard protocol?
Oh, you did not only a session, you did washing and anointing
You
and
did the whole thing?
the whole
kit
thing,
and caboodle.
everything.
That was the first time they ever went to temple. They hadn't
Oh,
been
yeah.
there before,
Oh yeah.
Everything?
including the veil
Everything.
ceremony and everything.
So that would, you were
Did all your guests have to do it too, so they
No.
could be in white?
no, but they did have to be in white back then. Now this is 52 years ago, just about, and everyone had to be in white in the room, and then I'm trying to think. I think they had to go. Okay, just a minute, I know. I think everyone who was there for our sealing had to go through the endowment, and then come in with this. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember all that, and then so it's
It's
a
hard
long
to remember
day.
yesterday. Okay. All right, so two things before we get done. And I'll ask this question, and I'd like to know your response. Tell me why you go to the temple. Now that we've done all of this stuff, what's the motivation to go to the temple? Yes?
Protection from the world. I want to feel like I have angels around me and the power of the priesthood around me, and that I'm less penetrable.
Protection. Boy, garment's important to me. shield of protection part's really important, but yeah. Any other thoughts? Why do you go to the temple? Is it to check a box? Yes.
I like to get away from the world. I feel like I go in there and I just like close all those doors and walk in and it's just, it's a whole
Can
different
I tell you a
feeling.
secret?
Yeah.
When I walk in, you know what I do?
Well,
Solve problems.
yeah,
Just
just brush them off, right?
get them off, and I'll leave them.
Yeah.
And maybe they're there when I get back, maybe not.
But you got a reprieve for a minute.
But I got a reprieve.
And that's not so bad.
I go just so, as my kids are saying, where are you going? I could say, I'm going to the temple. And just so I could say that to my kids and hopefully, you know, set an example.
That is a huge motivator and example for the kids.
What are your kids doing and saying when you guys are coming out with your bags and you're headed to the temple? I know, we don't even have, well, we don't have kids at our house anymore like that. I can tell you exactly what my grandmother's suitcase looks like. I wish I had that suitcase, just an old brown thing. It was not really great, but I always remember her in her bedroom getting everything out and smoothing everything out and making sure that it was going to be nice and pressed. And did I want that? Yeah. I didn't know what it was, but I wanted it.
Okay. So, kind of the why. What's the purpose of going to the temple? You go to be protected. You go, but there's a purpose. What's the other purpose? What's the main purpose, Professor?
To draw closer to the Savior.
Okay. Excellent. What else?
Marie, did you say taught? Being taught.
Okay. It's the Lord's University. Okay. We're taught through symbols. We're taught through the process and everything that goes through there. What is it that we're being taught? You kind of jumped ahead of me there, but okay. To learn about Jesus. What else? Is it important just to learn? Yes.
To perform ordinance work for other people who can't do it for themselves.
But what, tell me what the real significance of doing work for other people is. What is it?
I think there's probably several things.
There's that phrase to be the saviors on Mount Zion.
We become saviors on Mount Zion. How else can you better learn our Savior, learn about Him, learn of Him, to be examples of Him, and that is to be saviors of men. Okay? In fact, Obadiah, do you know where Obadiah is? It's this little tiny book in the Old Testament sandwiched between Jonah and Amos. It's about a page long. But verse 21, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. That's part of our role, to be those saviors. Revelation 7:13. This one's cool. By the way, on Wednesday mornings I hike Kent Cave Trail, and former President Frost of the temple walks with us, or hikes with us. There's no walking, that's a hike. And we were talking about all of this Tuesday. We went Tuesday this week, and he pointed this out because we talked about this. By the way, there's people behind us and people in front of us, and they all start sliding in to listen to what we're talking about as we're hiking along. But he said, and one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence they came? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said, These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore are they before the throne of God, and serve him day and night in his temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. Pretty cool. That's us. That's us. So, ultimately, to be like Jesus, to perform his work, his ordinances, what does that make us?
Saviors on Mount Zion.
Makes us saviors on Mount Zion. Makes us his disciples. What else? What I'm trying to do is this whole education system that the Lord has put in place in the temple leads us somewhere.
Well,
to make us co-inheritors with
Okay.
Christ.
All right?
Sanctifies us.
It sanctifies us, okay, yeah. How many of you read section 132 lately?
We're not there yet, just come follow me.
Oh, we're not there yet?
We're only 108. 108.
Give us a.
Do you want me to read it to you? And then I want you to go home and I want you to read it because it's coming up here pretty quick.
Spoiler alert.
132, 19 and 20. And again, verily I say unto you, if a man marry a wife by my word, which is my law, and by the new and everlasting covenant, does that sound familiar? And it is sealed upon them by the Holy Spirit of promise by him who is anointed, and unto whom I have appointed this power. By the way, become a sealer. President Nelson's got to authorize it, and I actually have a letter from the president that authorizes me to be a sealer. Okay. This power and the keys of his priesthood, and it shall be said unto them, ye shall come forth in the first resurrection. Again, does that sound familiar? In case you haven't listened to that ordinance recently. And shall inherit thrones, kingdoms, principalities, and powers, dominions. Does that sound familiar? All heights and depths that shall be written in the Lamb's book of life. It shall be done unto them in all things whatsoever my servant hath put upon them in time and through all eternity, and shall be of full force when they are out of this world, and they shall pass by the angels and the gods, which are set there to their exaltation and glory in all things, as hath been sealed upon their heads, which glory shall be a fullness and a continuation of the seeds forever and ever. Here it comes. Then shall they be gods, small g, because they have no end, therefore shall they be from everlasting to everlasting, because they continue, then shall they be above all, because all things are subject unto them, then shall they be gods, because they have all power, and the angels are subject unto them. That's what we're learning in the temple. That's our ultimate destiny. If we live and obey and honor the covenants and commitments that we make in the temple, and we can only be exalted if we do it as a family. This I testify